If it wasn't for student radio, I'd probably be a boring accountant. Oh, I am.
The first show we did, we'd done all this work, all this prep, got it ready to go, and we went in it just after midnight, because as soon as you get your 28-day licence, you want to have a go. So we thought we'd go and do a little bit, played a couple of records, put the fader up, and just died completely. That was The Smiths, How Soon Is Now, here's another record. Sat back and went, fucking hell, that's impossible, with the fader still up.
And we were a bit rubbish, we didn't even broadcast. We had a few landlines down to the canteen where people would listen to us because they had no choice.
When we did our FM broadcasts, we used to do 2 4-week RSLs a year, and if you had a steady show on there, like once a week or a breakfast show or whatever, you had to do one overnight show, which I think was about 6 hours, and I once fell asleep.
It had been shut down because we were broadcasting illegally, and the Home Office had shut us down because we were broadcasting on a submarine band, so although half the campus couldn't hear, the Royal Navy could, so they shut it all down. Anyway.
Being in the studio very late at night playing some appalling records in an attempt to be some kind of agony aunt late night love goddess, thinking I was some amazing DJ that could heal the world with Lionel Richie.
Well, our playlist was fairly limited at the time to pretty much the Now 32 CD.
We played nothing but crap when I was on student radio.
Being woken up to be told that somebody from our station had stolen all our equipment a couple of hours after we'd gone off air. That was pretty disastrous.
I interviewed Peter Beardsley. He came to open the student radio station at Durham University, which I helped set up, and I called him Kevin throughout the interview.
Probably interviewing Steve Lamacq on air and asking him what he thought of the standard of student radio at that time as he was assessing the Student Radio Awards, and his reply was shoddy.
I did manage to get a giggling fit whilst announcing the death of French President Francois Mitterrand.
I did a show when I was high, and it happened because I wasn't a druggie or into dope really, but a mate of mine smoked a lot, and he went upstairs one day while I was doing my show, and he cooked a load of dope cakes, and he came down and they were delicious. And we were sitting there for 4 hours eating these things, getting more and more off our heads, really. But of course, you don't know you are. You think you're making perfect sense. And I do know afterwards I was talking absolute bollocks.
It was very funny. I just wasn't expecting to win even slightly. So when I did, I sort of was a bit overcome, and someone had to help me walk to the stage. A friend of mine had to lead me up by the arm, and apparently afterwards people came up to him and said, "I didn't know Marsha was partially sighted." That was really good.
Before the awards, I think there was some kind of open forum with Andy Parfitt, controller of Radio 1, and I just remember standing up thinking I knew everything about radio and how Radio 1 should operate, and harangued him, and I really, really hope he doesn't remember. I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure he got that all the time at the Radio Awards, but I don't think he's remembered it, or at least hasn't said anyway.
When I won an award, I went up on stage, drunken there, and said, "I'd like to wank you all very much." And hence why I didn't get a job at Wise Buddha, I think, because the only thing the boss actually said to me was, "I remember what you said at the awards ceremony."
I would advise anybody trying to get into proper radio to be cheap, financially and morally.